Well, Amanda.
Are we recording?
Yeah, I recorded it.
You did record that?
I pressed record. Why do you think I said well? Just
I thought you were just
being just being on.
You're just being on all the time. I'm trying to hit my D&D. Dungeons and Dragons.
Do not dragon.
So do not dragon me. If you're out there thinking about dragging me right now and you're trying to dragon me,
don't do it.
You probably see that you're delivering your dragons quietly because whenever you text somebody, when
Speaking
it's on D&D, it says deliver it quietly.
Oh, sorry. Do it quietly. It also says, do you want to interrupt someone?
Oh, it does?
Yeah. Do you ever get that?
Mine just says delivered quietly.
Oh, that's cute. Okay, let's clap.
You want to? Mm-hmm. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Hi, I'm Maggie.
And I'm Amanda.
And we're sisters.
In law.
We're watching Suits one episode at a time.
It's a show so nice, I've watched it twice.
And a show so great, I'm watching it late.
Thanks so much for tuning in.
Maggie's never seen it and Amanda's obsessed. They don't wear fancy suits, they are casually dressed. They are sisters-in-law and they got a show about a law firm drama that aired a few years ago. Only Suits fans, only Suits fans. Only Suits fans, only Suits fans.
Yeah.
Only Suits fans, only Suits fans.
Only Suits fans.
This is Season 4, Episode 5, Pound of Flesh, and Season 4, Episode 6, Lit the Hell Up. That's truly a one-take wonder.
That was good.
That was good.
We don't have a brief.
And I even said today I'm going to write a brief. For those of you who might be joining us kind of newer into the podcast, Maggie and I met at an improv comedy theater, and so we both have a very strong improv background. So we're going to do something that is sometimes done one word at a time, but we're going to write our brief here in the moment. Mm-hmm. We're going to improvise it one sentence at a time. And this is encompassing both of these episodes, which I watched, I feel like one in the morning and one, I don't remember when I watched them. So let's see what happens. Okay. Maggie, I'll let you start.
Okay. Logan and Rachel are making me big mad.
Lewis is making Harvey big mad.
And Mike is making Sidwell big mad.
You know who's not big mad, but big sad? Donna.
Because she has the role of a lifetime, playing a Shakespeare character and encouraging Lewis to do so too.
The end. Wow, we probably should cut that, right?
Cut that together?
No, I think we should just cut that brief.
Just not have that brief.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not a great... You know what? That brief... Keep that brief. Don't cut that brief.
Is that a boxer?
And
Are we going to get a joint boxer?
I think that we keep that brief, cut some of that dead space, and then...
No, I need people to know that we struggled.
I think that brief serves as a reminder to everyone that we need to be more prepared
and
for
that
the brief.
As an attorney, you would not show up and improvise a brief one sentence at a time with another attorney. You would actually write your brief.
You would.
It'd be tight.
It would be tight. These 2 episodes were tight.
Yeah, this is the week of the Democratic National Convention, and they would not just improvise those speeches.
We say that. We haven't seen the final night yet. We don't know.
We don't know.
Kamala Harris could get up there and one word at a time.
She might play the alphabet game. We don't know.
Yeah, it could be.
A little zip zap zop going on up there.
Did you see Schumer come out and dancing when he came out, and someone said, "Oh, how nice Chuck Schumer is paying homage to the city of Chicago and improv by dancing like an improviser."
Oh, no. That's excellent, though.
Because he was coming out, he was like, hands in the air, do a little spin,
That's
shake
really great.
my hips.
That's really great.
Yeah, that was really fantastic.
That's good. All right, let's get it going. What do you think?
Okay, so in episode 5, there were really 3 very clear stories that we're going to dissect here. And
let's cut them open like a frog in the 7th grade biology class.
And we're going to slice it and dice it.
And save the eyeballs in a refrigerator.
Did you save the eyeballs?
I think that's what we did with the frogs.
We never actually dissected frogs. We dissected pigs.
Oh, wow. Okay.
In 10th
the
grade.
whole pig?
Yeah, and my group was so excited to get started, we didn't really pay attention to all the instructions.
And it wasn't dead.
No, it was alive, and
we didn't know we were supposed to kill the pig.
And we just raised a pig as our own.
That pig still lives with you today?
Yeah, that pig still lives with me today.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. No.
So you didn't you didn't read the instructions.
Yeah,
you
and then you had to like put your pig away, but like the organs were just coming out. It was very unsettling.
Okay.
You need to read all the instructions before you start slicing and dicing, or you end up with a pig whose organs are out, or a brief that's improvised one sentence at a time.
Or something that really hits home for you. A piece of IKEA furniture for your children put together backwards.
By my sister-in-law and my husband.
Yeah. Every time Kyle, my brother, your husband, put together furniture from IKEA, I will come over and be like, hey, all you gotta do, give me a glass of wine or a cold beer, and let's put this together. And Kyle and I go to town on this furniture, and we will flip it over, and we are 98% of the way done, and it's backwards. Yeah. And there is like a nude panel facing forward, or the headboard is the footboard upside down, right. And the only way to fix it is to start all over again.
Yeah. And because I was pregnant back to back to back, I feel like you guys had a lot of furniture assembly in like a 4-year span.
For sure.
And now that I'm not pregnant and haven't been pregnant for a minute, I feel like it's time for me to get some IKEA furniture and go out of town and let you guys assemble it. Because I think that nothing is less stressful than you guys assembling furniture together.
No, because we already kind of snap at each other while we're doing it. It's fine if we are drinking a little bit, but when we realize that it's backwards, then it's like, whose fault is this? It's your fault. No, it's your fault.
Yeah, there's always a blame game.
Well, there has to be somebody at fault.
And in this, I want to start talking about Logan and Rachel, because speaking of blame and someone at fault, this is a messy, messy, messy situation.
Whose fault do you think this is?
I think this is Logan's fault, and I cannot wipe clean Rachel's guilt in this either. She obviously this is coming right off episode 5, it's coming right off of her romantic scarf movement.
When she goes, I better go. Right. But she didn't say, I should have go. She said, I better go. And she just stayed there.
And then she just stayed there for just a little longer.
Oh, gosh.
And then she had to throw her scarf out.
Yeah.
And then this episode opens, and guess who's calling Rachel at 9:05 in the morning because Mike was trying to take care of her, turned off her alarm.
Right.
Logan is calling her to ask where she is, what's going on.
Yep.
Do not like him calling her cell phone.
No, he doesn't need to.
Call the office. This
inappropriate.
Is like, inappropriate. Mm-hmm. Anyways, Rachel's like panicking. Mm-hmm. She wants time off. Harvey won't give it to her.
Harvey is epitome of a jerk boss. Like this is the jerk boss that like Adam Grant talks about.
Harvey is he's like, get it together, Rachel. I mean, Harvey's having a bad day when he does this.
Big time.
But he's just like, you don't get a vacation. We're paying you. Yeah. Go to school, and then this is also your school, so get everything I need done.
God, Harvey, haven't you heard of psychological safety? This has got to be a safe place.
This could not be happening right now in modern day workplace.
Oh, absolutely not.
He would be canceled.
He would be canceled, and before he'd be called into Jessica Pearson's office, and then he would be canceled.
And then everyone would clap. Rachel is so stressed she ends up hospitalized.
She faints.
Aww.
Yeah. That's the sound of a faint. Like I feel like her faint would be like real sweet. Aww. You know, I would like clumsily faint. You know?
Yeah, I'd faint, knock over a table.
Yeah.
I think it would be really scary to faint, and the way that they're treating it is like it's very terrifying. Mike is at the hospital. Mm-hmm. Harvey is already at the hospital because Mike missed the call because he was so busy worried about this Gillis deal.
Yep.
And Harvey's like, you know what? Let's go out to eat.
We will cancel this trade because they've got a trade coming up.
Which
on the
we'll
dark
talk
pool.
about.
We're going to talk about the dark pool in a minute.
Yes. And so let's just go. Mm-hmm. Let's enjoy each other's company. Mm-hmm. They actually seem to be genuinely enjoying each other. Mm-hmm. And I was like, something's bad about this. I was like, I don't think Harvey's lying, but is Mike like going to go through with the trade? Like something's going on. That's not what happens. But we do see them leave the restaurant, and who is there to see them on the street?
Mr. Sean Cahill from the SEC, another one of my boyfriends.
Mr. Handsome Anderson Cooper.
Yeah, Handsome Anderson.
Handsomer.
Oh.
Handsomer Anderson Cooper.
Yeah.
Handsomer Cooper. Yeah, Mr. Sean Cahill is like, you guys are colluding. So looks like while you were at dinner, someone bought the stock. And that someone is a shell company that's owned by Pearson Hardman.
Right.
So congratulations. Now I know you're colluding for sure. And Mike is like, what?
What?
And Cahill's like, oh yeah, feign ignorance. You're such a good actor. But Mike is not acting.
He's true. And he actually, but Mike is a good actor.
He is a very good actor.
Yeah.
But he is genuinely like, fuck you, Harvey. We have a flashback when she's in the hospital, but it's not really a flashback. I guess it's a dream.
It's a dream, and
It got me so good. Again.
did it?
Because they keep throwing these, like, singular flashbacks or, like, singular dream
It's not
sequences.
one of those episodes where it's like all flashbacks. It's just like the flashback.
Yes, and it's just a quick, like, 40-second teaser. And this one got me. I was like, ah! Like, it makes me, like, my blood pressure
Yeah.
spike. And this one is Logan is, like, brushing Rachel's hair out of her face. And then he's like, I don't want to be a fraud. Will you marry me? And then he morphs into Mike.
And she's like, you'll always be a fraud. And then he goes, what makes you say that? And then she like jumps up and panics and
Mike, the real Mike is there.
The real Mike Ross. Please stand
Ooh,
up.
it's nice to get a peek into Rachel's subconscious. Oh, but it's a messy, messy place in there. Not as neat as their apartment.
No, it's not. It's a messy subconscious with lots and lots of baggage, or as we would call luggage, in an apartment.
Yes, she's got tons of luggage.
Tons of luggage. Tons of luggage.
Big bags.
Big bags. Big bags for Rachel. Big bags in Rachel Town. Big bags in Rachel Town. Big bags in Rachel Town. Big bags in Rachel Town.
Call the bellhop for her baggage.
If we turn it into a 1930s musical.
Yes. I would
Big bags in Rachel Town.
Big bags in Rachel Town.
Here we go with big bags.
Big bags.
In Rachel Town.
Hello, I'm the bellhop and I'm here to take your bags.
Big bags in Rachel Town.
Big bags in Rachel Town. They are so heavy, but I am so glad. Let's expose.
Rachel is so happy and she's also so sad.
Let's expose all your dirty laundry. Let's expose
all your something. Big bags in Rachel Town. Well, it's too bad that our camera's not working.
We got some good dance moves there.
That was really great.
Okay, Rachel gets out of the hospital and she's like, I just have to send a few emails.
Right.
I just need to go to the office to send those emails. She goes and there are flowers on her desk. They are from Logan. Horror music plays. It's like,
it's actually, yeah, it's real horror music. And I just highlighted it. It's not a depo, but it's just to call out, like, the impact of score in television and film.
Yes.
Because if they had been playing Big Bags in Rachel Town,
we would have all been like, oh, Logan.
We'd have been like, whatever. Listen to Logan. I bet you it's like a flower that like squeezes with like water comes out of it like a clown.
Yeah.
You know? So it's just going to show that like music is very important.
So important.
Really drives home the point.
It does.
Yeah.
Speaking of driving home the point,
yeah.
Gillis, this is such a mess.
Oh, Gillis Industries.
The first thing we see is like an interaction where Sean Cahill is basically like ruining this person's life, and then Harvey's like, hey, actually I should be your attorney, come over to me because this guy is a jerk and we can fight him. And they have this tense interaction. But I don't think that Cahill is intimidated by Harvey.
No, he's not. And if he is, he's not showing it.
He seems to think genuinely that he is on the right side of this.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem like he's...
Well, he might be.
I mean, honestly, all the shady things that they do in this episode and the next episode to try and cover their tracks.
Sean Cahill might actually be on the right side of history.
I think Sean Cahill is on the right side of history on this.
Yes.
And we already know their past.
Yes.
Like, they are, in fact, shady lawyers who are doing questionable things.
Yes.
Towing the line.
Yes.
And Cahill's like, you need to do it.
Yep.
On the up and up.
Yep.
Speaking of questionable things, Mike needs to get Harvey to back off of Gillis. Harvey's not going to back off of Gillis because Logan is not going to back off of Gillis.
Yeah.
The only way to do this, Mike actually is going to buy some stock. Logan cannot buy that stock.
No, he
because
can't.
of the TRO.
Right. But Pearson Spector can.
Pearson Spector can?
Yes.
And they will.
Yeah, because law firms can invest in things. It's an entity. They could do that. Like,
right. But it will look like they're
questionable.
parking it.
It's going to look questionable.
Because they have a client who wants that, has an interest in that stock. So
Yes.
it'll look like they're buying it for their client who cannot buy it, which would in fact be huge red flags for the SEC.
Right.
So Jessica talks to Jeff
Malone.
Malone, and she's like, you need to do this and you need to make it look like it is legit.
Right.
And he's like, this is incredible. This is incredibly questionable.
Yeah.
It's breaking the law, but I will figure something out.
Yeah.
To make it not breaking the law, just questionable.
Right.
But defensible.
Yeah. Again, wrong side of history for Pearson Spector.
Right. And even he's like, Jeff Malone, Harvey goes in to check on like how things are going. And he's like, you're asking me to break the law? And Harvey says, that's how this works, basically.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I am. You're a lawyer, so rewrite how we're, figure out how
Because
we're
the
going
law's up for interpretation.
Yes, which is what my dad always says, and he is a lawyer. Meanwhile, while all this is happening at Pearson Spector, where they're trying to break the law, Sidwell's like, come into my office, Mike. I got you this tombstone, which is what we get for people when they close big deals. And it's not engraved yet, because that would be bad luck. But I'm so proud of you for going out and getting Fortsman's money.
Right.
Yay us. I got it in the bank. I can't believe you didn't put it in the bank, because he does not know that he's about to get cut out of the deal.
Yep.
So Mike we're all together. Yay, yay, yay.
Yay, 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 yay.
Meanwhile, Jeff Malone finds something. He builds a trust. He sets up a retainer. We figure out how Logan can get his stock. Pearson Spector can own it for a little bit, but then...
Still going to be questionable, but not as questionable. Maybe not a red flag, but maybe like a nice pink.
Yes.
A carnation-colored flag.
Yeah, just kind of like, what shade? What
Like
is
a light
that?
pink flag.
Like, it's almost off-white.
Honestly, they're raising a lot of pink flags.
They're raising a ton of pink flags while the SEC is snooping around, which feels like horrible timing.
Speaking of Snoop. Snoop! That's me pretending to be Snoop. I'll cut
Snoop
that.
Dogg
Yeah.
or Snoopy?
Snoop Dogg.
I couldn't tell.
Let's keep going. We gotta
I'm
get
sorry.
you home. You gotta
I
go.
couldn't tell from the way you did that if that was Snoop Dogg or Snoopy.
It's like last week when I thought I was doing a really good impression of a new character, but it turned out it was just lazy Sean Connery. In fact, it was the namesake of the episode because I couldn't think of anything else.
It's a great name. It was the perfect
I
name.
think we got a lot of
This is Snoop Dogg or Snoopy.
Snoop. That's Sean Connery doing Snoop. I haven't had anything to drink in a month. What's wrong with me?
Sipping on gin and juice.
Laid back with my mind on my money and my money on my mind.
Is that Snoop Dogg? I think so. Mm-hmm. That was lazy Sean Connery doing Snoop Dogg. Meanwhile, Mike and Harvey are in a bathroom, and Mike's like, you're a sore goddamn loser. And they're just fighting because he's like, you need to give up.
Yeah.
Give it up.
Yeah.
Stop it.
I made a note here that they do a really nice job of washing their hands.
While fighting.
Yeah. Really, anytime they're in the bathroom, I think this is almost COVID-style hand washing. Mm-hmm. They're very thorough. We're getting 20 seconds in of good suds, and we're killing a lot of bacteria. And this goes on. This has been happening here in the bathroom, and I think it's going to continue to happen. I just want to note that how clean they are. And we actually notice they don't ever really get sick that much. Might be because they get in a good 20-second scrub on their hands.
I think that's it. You cracked the case, Amanda.
Yeah.
What a good observation, because they could just like be rinsing and then flick off.
No, they're really doing it. They're doing the thing. They're getting to it. Mm-hmm. You know what else they don't ever do on this show so far? Celebrate holidays. There's no like Christmas episode or anything. Like I just watched a Christmas episode on The West Wing.
And it made you feel
And I was like,
things.
we got cheated on that.
Yeah.
So far.
I feel like they wouldn't celebrate holidays.
Like there's no Halloween. Nobody's having a wacky costume contest, like a door decorating contest on Valentine's Day.
You know what that's great for?
What?
Harvey Specter Monthly.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Yeah, let's add that.
Okay.
Some fanfic holidays.
Let's do that.
And you can sign up on onlysuitsfans.com
Yep.
for the
All
Harvey
right.
Specter Monthly. Eventually, at the end of this, Harvey apologizes to Mike. He's like, I really didn't mean to do it. And there's this very intense dolly shot in when he's saying sorry. And then
tell
he
the
gets
listeners who Dolly is.
Dolly Parton comes into the shot. No, the dolly is the camera movement on tracks, so it's like going in very close into Harvey. Then he stands up, the camera's on Mike, and it goes very slowly out on Mike. So it's like we're getting into Harvey's head, and then we're getting out of Mike's head.
Yeah. Really telling a story there with that dolly.
Yeah, they really were.
Hello, Dolly.
Hello, Dolly.
Hello, Dolly. Well,
hello, Dolly.
It's so nice to have you back where you belong. I'm not going to keep going.
That was just for the email.
That was just for the email, yeah.
At the very, very end of this little storyline,
Mm-hmm.
Mike goes to talk to Fortsman, and he's like, I'm not going to take your $230 million. And Fortsman's like, actually, we're partners whether you like it or not. And in fact, you need to come work to me because I need a sneaky little shit like me to work for me. And Mike's like, I'm nothing like you. I will not work for you. I'm going to go back to Sidwell, even though Sidwell's about to get cut out of this deal for taking the money, and Mike's not going to have a job. Like, pretty clearly.
Next up, this storyline.
My favorite.
Could not be more precious.
I love Donna and Lewis this season.
Yeah, they're really fun together, and they're real good friends off camera.
They're great. Together, their dynamic is incredible.
It's really, really great.
They just tit for tat.
Also, though, Lewis has great chemistry with Jeff Malone. Like, Lewis is great.
Rick Hoffman
Brings the common
Lewis.
Denominator.
Yes, he is incredible at bringing out this Lewis character.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about how much I just find Lewis endearing, even though he messes everything up all the time. Yeah. He's such the antithesis of everyone else in this office because he takes his work seriously, but not himself seriously.
Yeah.
Or maybe he takes himself pretty seriously.
Yeah. It's he's really great in this. So Donna is been cast in a play and she does not know her lines. Lewis decides to hop in and help her because he happens to be off book on every single Shakespeare play, and she is like freaking out about it, and he says this thing like really fun. He's like, forget about my extraordinary gift. Like the way he says things so off the cuff and so quickly, and the delivery of it, it's kind of spot on.
He's always spot on. When he's not in his head, he is spot on with his takes.
He is.
So while they're practicing, we learn why Donna has this fear, right? She hasn't performed in a really long time. She was always worried that she wouldn't be good enough. Her dad lost all of her family money when they were 13, so that's why she's not an artist, because she decided that she didn't want to try and be an artist and then fail and then not have money to fall back on. And also, if she tried and she wasn't good, then that would mean she is a failure, versus if she just doesn't try, then she can be successful.
Right. Yeah.
A lot of backstory there.
A lot of backstory, but it's important backstory. You know, it's why she needs the security, and she's convinced herself she probably would have been famous. Yeah.
And then she does great.
She does so good.
And then turns out she's like, Lewis, you need to be the understudy for this part because no one else knows all the lines, and
somebody
we need
broke
you.
their leg, they fell, they got drunk at the party, blah, blah, blah.
And we learn Lewis's backstory for why he cannot do this.
He can't. And he's having to talk to Dr. Lipschitz, his therapist.
Who is a great character, almost as great as Norma.
Yeah, because we don't see Dr. Lipschitz.
We just see Lewis reacting to how incompetent Dr. Lipschitz is.
Yeah, that's true.
But we learned that Lewis, when he was little, was in a play and he played Tartar. And so he had to drape himself over all the teeth.
Yeah.
And he wore like a bodysuit that was all tan.
Yeah. And
eventually peed himself on stage and could never shake that.
Yeah.
He was always Tartar.
It's really unfortunate that that school teacher who was also in charge of putting on that play as their side hustle chose a tan bodysuit for a kid. Like, just don't do that. Put him in pants. And
Did a play about... I mean, I love teeth, but...
You do love teeth. Maggie loves teeth, by the way.
I love teeth. It's one of my character traits.
Yeah.
I would not make children play Tartar or teeth. Like, everyone should be a toothbrush.
Yeah.
Everyone should be a
dancing
toothbrush. Anyways, Lewis does great. Also, seeing him in this fake hair and beard as he comes onto the scene for the play.
It's like a realistically, like it doesn't even look like a costume. It's like, oh, that could actually be what Lewis looks like.
And it changes his whole look.
Yeah.
He should have a beard. He should have some facial hair.
Yeah, I feel like he looks like he's going to arrest you, though, if he does. Like, maybe out in the mountains.
Yeah, like he's a rustic mountaineer.
He's a rustic mountaineer. He's out there arresting people.
He's a rustic mountaineer.
Hanging out with Sean Connery. All right. So he does that one night, and then Donna's like, it turns out Donna kind of pulled some strings to make this happen so he could do it. So he's like, I'm retiring, but it's so wonderful. And then she's leaving for her closing night, and Harvey is standing outside, and he surprises her with this beautiful, huge bouquet of flowers. He's like, these are for your dressing room. She's like, thank you. And then he starts to get in the car, and she's like, where are you going? He goes, well, you think I would miss your closing night? He's like, you're not a Shakespeare fan. He's like, I'm a Donna fan.
So sweet.
Yeah, kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, he's been having a rough day.
Yeah, but it's like he's been a real jerk, so it's kind of out of nowhere, but it's kind of a fun way to end it.
It shows that Harvey is considerate. I think when Harvey gets into these high-stress situations, he is not as cool as we think he is.
Yeah.
He
needs
can't,
to learn to regulate his emotions.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Honestly, that episode was not even the most stressful episode for Harvey. Because episode 6, title, Lit the Hell Up, is infinitely more stressful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this episode is kind of like a follow the money type of episode.
Yeah.
It opens, though, with something that I would pour my money into.
Which is a coffee mug.
Yes. Louis Litt bought mugs for all the closers at the office, and they say, you just got lit up.
And there aren't two people in this world that appreciate swag more than us, except for Louis Litt. We are always covered in Only Suits Fans swag and Harvey Specter School of Law swag, which you can find at onlysuitsfans.com. So we appreciate that he is out there handing out these mugs.
Yes, and I love my Only Suits fan mug and my Harvey Specter School of Law mug. Those are my two top favorite mugs.
Right. Well, I couldn't, whenever we had our season 1 party, I couldn't buy the candles that said you just got lit up because that had not happened yet.
Now we can.
Mm-hmm.
We can make our own candles.
Yeah, we can.
Check out onlysuitsfans.com for some Louis Litt swag.
Yep.
Also, what's happening in this episode is the SEC is sniffing around, and they're sniffing around Sidwell.
They're sniffing around those pink flags.
Yes, all those pink flags from the last episode. They're like, there's collusion here.
Yeah.
Mike Ross is colluding, and Sidwell's like, what the hell is that about?
Pink
and
flags
then they're
everywhere.
Like, oh, Logan, Mike and Harvey are colluding. Come and talk to us, which is a big bad thing because Harvey's like, where's Logan? Oh, he's being talked to by Sean Cahill. Let me get my booty down there.
Turns out Sean Cahill didn't even care about interrogating Logan. He just wanted to ask him questions in front of Logan to put Harvey on the spot.
Exactly. He was like waiting for Harvey to come and be like, you didn't tell him that you were having dinner with Mike Ross?
I know.
What an actor. But also, Logan, it works because Logan's like, what the hell, dude? Are you colluding?
Right.
And Harvey's like, no.
Here's what happened. Rachel passed out.
And he's like, oh, Rachel. Oh, I care about Rachel.
Right.
They're going to have to meet Logan and Mike to end this.
Yes.
Because they have to end this. Jessica's like, you need to end this thing. Jessica also tells Jeff he needs to make sure his work on this trust is absolutely perfect because the SEC is all up in their business.
Tighten it up, Jeff. Tighten it up.
Tighten it up.
Yes.
And Jeff says you either trust me or you don't, which I think is pretty bold to say to your boss.
Yeah, but they've had some morning meetings.
But he said he can leave the personal out of it, and clearly he cannot.
He's been trying to get his Mr. Malone up into her Miss Pearson.
Also... Porkin' Miss Pearson.
Wow. Is that the name of the episode?
No. But also, like, this is such a big deal because the SEC is all up in Pearson Specter. I would want to check my own work. I'd also be like, have someone else check my work.
It's called checks and balances.
Checks and
balances. It's called what we say in my office. Let's get a second set of eyes on this.
Second set of eyes.
Get a second set of eyes.
They just use 4 eyes as a disc, but I say 4 eyes is how many should be on
At least
anything.
get a second set of eyes. And I'm not talking about 4 eyes with glasses, though.
No,
I'm talking about let's
set.
get 2 new eyes that belong to a separate human on these docks, Jeff Malone.
Yes, and he fights her on it.
Yeah.
But she's like, you know what? I'm just going to take this to Louis.
Right.
And she does. And Louis is incredibly grateful that she trusts him with double checking this work. He finds a loophole.
He's annoyed.
At first he's annoyed, but then
he's
takes
like,
it
of course
on.
I can do it.
Because, I mean, at first he's annoyed, but also, like,
Yeah.
he's honored.
Yeah.
Louis always chose the line of, like, I'm annoyed and I'm wonderful.
Yeah.
You know? And he kind of, like, goes back and forth. Like, I'm annoyed you would ask me. I am the best person to do this. I can't believe no one appreciates me. I am the greatest person that's ever been in this office.
I'm annoyed, but I'm wonderful is probably going to now go on some swag.
I'm annoyed, but I'm wonderful.
I'm annoyed and I'm wonderful.
And I'm wonderful.
Yeah.
That's some good swag.
Yeah, it's some good swag. Also, so is Moby Goddamn Dick.
Okay. We need to make a note.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And thank goodness Lewis takes this on. He says this is 99% perfect, but luckily I'm the 1% who found this blessing because we can get out of this. We can make sure the sale looks like it never happened, which will be better for us because the SEC is going through our
they're going through our pink flags.
So we're going to just pull out. We're not going to do it.
That's what he said. Gonna pull out. Lewis goes in and brags to Katrina about Jeff Malone and how he found this loophole and how he's like, I beat Jeff Malone, which is great because Katrina was all in when Lewis was trying to pitch going against Jeff Malone. So she understands how important this is to him. And he can't reach Harvey because he needs to tell Harvey, like he needs to get permission from Harvey, and he cannot reach Harvey.
Jessica explicitly told him,
you got to talk to Harvey first. He can't reach him because Harvey just sometimes doesn't answer his phone. This is not the first time. But also like Mike sometimes just doesn't answer his phone.
I don't answer my phone.
Yeah, but like text, right? But I guess
answer text.
But sometimes text, maybe not as big of a texting scene back then, right?
Yeah.
Lewis can't reach Harvey because Harvey has already gone to see Charles Sportsman. And this is where we really need to follow the money here. And I think, Maggie, you do a great job of following the money because we always know whenever there's drama going down, what they say. They say, follow the money and then you'll find the honey. I just made that part.
Follow the money and then you'll find the honey. Okay, so...
Which is that sweet, sweet answer to something. That's what the honey is.
Yes.
You know, Sharon, follow the money.
Follow the money. Honey. From the last episode, there were these 2 shares that were going to be sold because they had to get rid of assets. Mike was going to buy them. Harvey was going to buy them kind of off market in a dark pool.
Yeah, which you and I both thought was just a swimming pool that had a darker tile.
I thought they had to get into a dark, scary pool
and then
try
play
bid.
chicken or do a handstand contest or something. In the
and
pool.
whoever did the 10 out of 10 handstand gets the stock.
Duh.
That's not what it is.
No.
Jessica bought the stock when the dark pool was supposed to be on pause. Yeah. So now Pearson Spector has the money or has the stock. They have the stock. Then they're like, we cannot have this stock. It's like hot potato because this is going to look really bad.
It is a hot potato, like a nice hot Idaho baked potato coming straight out of the oven. Get it out of our hands.
Get it out. But we still want Logan to get it.
Yes.
Because he's our client.
Yes.
So Lewis is like, great. I'm going to get us out of this. He's supposed to talk to Harvey before he does that. But instead, the hot potato flies out of Jessica's hands. It's out of Pearson Spector. It's floating in the air. And who grabs it before Harvey even knows that it's up in the air? Who grabs it before Mike knows it's up in the air? Who grabs it before Logan knows it's up in the air? It is Charles Fortsman.
Yeah.
Reaches up with his calloused hands.
His hands are so calloused from all the shady deals that have cracked his hands, and he had to repair them and go to an emergency room and not even have to worry about insurance because he has so much money. And they wrap up his hands after all of these shady deals, and his cracked hands have calluses, and that's how he buys, and he doesn't even feel that he's doing something wrong.
And he just reaches up into the sky and snags that hot potato.
Hot potato, that Idaho potato.
Idaho potato. Who the hoe? Charles Fortsman's the hoe, Idaho. I'm not the hoe. Anyway,
so that's the long and short of following the money.
So the money right now is in Charles Fortsman's hand. Harvey is physically there, and he basically gets, like, embarrassed the hell by Charles Fortsman, who's like, I have the stock. You're too slow.
Yeah.
So Harvey is pissed.
Yeah, he's TO'd, like we said.
He is so
touched out.
He is touched out.
He is
tapped
so
out, ticked off.
Yeah.
And he calls Lewis's mugs stupid goddamn mugs.
Yeah.
And I think that was really harsh. As someone who's in the mug business,
as somebody who's in the mug business, I think, you got to
mugs.
respect the swag and somebody trying to build a strong personal brand.
Yeah.
What's interesting here is that Lewis gets up in his face. He's like, I made a judgment call because I could not get a hold of you. And Harvey goes right back to him and says, every judgment call you make turns to shit.
Which is not wrong. But it's a hard thing to hear.
It is.
I do feel like
both things can be true.
Both things can be true.
Couldn't get a hold of Harvey. Lewis made another dumb call.
Lewis makes those calls thinking only of himself and from a place of pride and ego. He doesn't make the call thinking from a place of strategy or like pulling himself out of it and seeing how it could play out.
I know.
Especially if it's a decision that has to do with Harvey.
Yeah.
So Lewis goes to Fortsman and he's like, I got to get this stock back so we can do what we need to do with it.
Yeah.
He does this by saying, we have a common enemy, and that enemy is Harvey Specter. And he shares his burn book, his diary of all the sad thoughts, and it's basically everything mean Harvey has ever said to him.
Yeah.
Including what really seals the deal for Charles Fortsman.
Yeah.
Whatever happened on May 9th, 2012.
Right. I don't know because they don't talk about it in this episode. I'm curious if you know what you were doing around May 9th of 2012.
Yeah, May 9th, 2012, I was finishing teaching.
Okay.
My second year.
Okay.
Getting ready to go to Houston. No, that's not right. No, that was 2011. May 9th, 2012, I was taking classes at the Dallas Comedy House.
Okay. That might have been right around the week that I got arrested.
But you own the comedy... You got arrested?
Yeah, I got arrested.
But while you own the Comedy House?
Mm-hmm. It was in May, and I can't remember if it was 2011 or 2012. It was on a Tuesday night. I have to go back and look.
Every time you've told the story of your arrest, I have assumed you were early 20s.
No. I was...
Early 30s.
Yeah, I was on the way home from the Dallas Comedy House.
Wow.
On Tuesday night, I'd been bartending.
Wow.
You didn't know that?
No, I just assumed you were... I think you've always pitched, like, I was on my way home from work.
Yeah, I was. I
And
was
you were.
bartending.
Yeah, but I just thought you were younger when you sat in the
and I
the slammer.
was so out of food that I drove through McDonald's and got 4 cheeseburgers, 2 for me and 2 for Honey the dog. And then I got pulled over, and those cheeseburgers sat in my car for 18 hours while I was at the Pound.
At the Pound? You were a Pound puppy?
No, they took my car there. And my dog.
Oh, I thought you were at the Pound.
No.
I thought they put you in the Pound.
No. They didn't take me to the Pound. They took me to 2 different jails. Spent the night in 2 different jails that night. It's real special. I don't know if it was 2012 or 2011, but...
Wow.
Or within a year of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so then Mike also goes to Fortsman after Lewis goes to Fortsman.
Yes.
And he's like, hey, I need those shares that you have.
Yeah.
And he goes, I actually already sold the shares to Logan. And Mike is like, what?
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Like, we're working together.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, but you need to come work for me.
Yeah, he's like, I told you I wouldn't do that if we won, but we didn't win, and so I sold him. Yeah.
Who is the we here?
Yeah, who's the we here? We're not actually in a real partnership.
No.
Yeah.
And so Mike is not going to go work for him, though.
No.
He's going to take his licks. He's like, And then Lewis goes back to Harvey and redeems himself. And Harvey is like, I could kiss you. You did this. Yay. Charles Fortsman got lit the hell up.
And that made Lewis's life when he said that.
His life was made. His face lit up.
Yeah,
because
he got
was
lit
so
the hell up on
happy.
his face.
Oh, but then we see him crying in the window. Lewis Litt is just so sad after this incredible happy moment because Charles Fortsman is a shady dude.
And he wants him to run the money through the Caymans before it gets to a Swiss bank account, so they just have to pay taxes.
Right.
And that's illegal.
It is illegal. And Katrina's like, well, what are you going to do? And Lewis is like, yeah,
What do
I'm
I
going
do?
to do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this illegal thing, even though the SEC is sniffing around.
Yeah. Just be interested to talk to a lawyer that's like, why would you risk that? I mean, I guess for drama, for USA Network.
Lewis is risking it for Harvey Specter.
Yeah.
For his approval.
Yeah.
Because once again, Lewis can't get his ego out of it. He's not thinking like, I went to do this so the SEC wouldn't be sniffing around, and now I'm going to do something that is like a skunk scent to the SEC. Like, this is stinky over here.
Yeah. It's a pink flag.
It's a red flag.
Yeah, it really is. It's a dark red. It's like a garnet color. All right. So
And then Mike gets fired.
Mike gets fired by Sidwell.
Because he should be fired by Sidwell. Sidwell made the right call here, firing Mike.
Yeah, he's on the right side of history.
Mike is putting his box together, and he just puts a tie in the box.
He puts a tie, which is funny because that's what Harvey always makes fun of him for, is all his ties.
Yeah.
And he puts a tombstone that has nothing on it. And as you noted, he leaves Amy at the office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll miss Amy.
Well, how do
Maybe
we know?
she'll be back.
You don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
You made a prediction.
I did.
We have one more little storyline here that we need to wrap up that I think probably has you shook.
I was shooketh by the story because
I
Rachel.
think you're going to just keep being shooketh by Rachel and Logan.
No.
I'm saying, like, you have been shooketh last time and this time. I'm not saying anything further.
I was like, how can it get
There
worse?
might not be any more bags in Rachel Town. No more bags in
God.
Rachel Town.
I just don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it at all.
All right, let's hear it.
So Rachel sneakily is getting in a cab and she's just holding the little note that says from Logan for these flowers.
Yes.
And there's a flashback, which I was prepared for this time. And they're in the library at the firm. They're like sneaking around. And then Rachel whispers in Logan's ear something about like,
Them having all this chemistry.
they have so much chemistry. And then they're like, oh, we're going to get it on. We're going to keep this affair hot and steamy. And Rachel totally initiated this.
Yes.
She wanted this affair.
Yes.
She feels like she has very good chemistry with Logan.
Yeah.
Ugh.
She's trying to break up a marriage.
She is. She's like, yeah. And so then she goes to his house to confront him. While she's going there, I'm like, why is she doing? Like, just ghost him. Just stop. Just don't do this.
Don't go to
Because
his
this
house
is
early in the
creepy.
morning.
It's so early.
Talk
And
about inappropriate.
super inappropriate. And then he's like, oh, you had to confront me. And then they start making out.
Yeah.
And she leaves her jacket there.
Does she? I thought it was just around her arm when she ran out.
She's in the next scene not wearing her jacket.
Wow. She left something at the scene of the crime.
I think she left it
She
there.
let him kiss her for a long time, and he goes, tell me to stop.
And she didn't.
She didn't, just like she said, I better go.
Yeah. Yeah. No, she...
And Rachel comes back to the office, and she spills her guts to Donna. And she's like, I'm a bad person. Donna says, you're not a bad person. You're a great person who had a not so great moment.
I disagree here. That was more than a bad... That was many choices that led to it. The difference between manslaughter and murder is what this was. This was premeditated makeout.
It was probably premeditated.
She would
She
not
knew
have
she's gonna
gone
get
to his
some.
house.
She won't get some.
Yeah. She
Get
went
a
to
little
see.
T is what they call it, tongue.
A little what?
Get a little T, little tongue. I made that up. I just made that up.
Yeah, she went to get a little tea.
Let's keep going.
Yeah, she definitely knew what she was doing when she did that. Right after Rachel leaves the apartment, Logan gets called in by Sean Cahill at the SEC. Rachel figures this out. They're like, this all needs to end. She helps Mike figure out, they're going to have to get in a room together, Mike and Logan, to figure out how to end this. And she's like, well, Mike, just tell Logan and tell Harvey that you'll sell them the stocks, but then you have to be Harvey's client. He has to drop Logan. And Rachel is doing this because she doesn't want to see Logan, not because this is actually a good idea. So, of course, this negotiation blows up. It does not work.
No, it's real bad news bears.
Yeah. At the very end, Rachel's having like a crisis of spirit.
Yeah.
She's like, I have to tell Mike.
How are we going to have trust if I don't tell him?
And he told me his biggest secret. I need to tell him. I need to find the courage to trust him with my secret.
Yeah.
And Donna's like, this is not a good idea.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
And also, these secrets are so different.
Yeah, they're very different.
Mike's secret is a big one and a big bad thing. But it's also like, this is something I am independently doing, and I'm letting you know because if we're going to be in a relationship together, there needs to be trust and you need to know my history and my past.
Right.
Rachel's secret is we are in a relationship together. We trust each other.
And I
we know
cheated on
secrets. I went to his house for a little tea,
Yeah.
and not the kind that comes with crumpets.
You're right. They're very different secrets.
This is so bad. And it's not like, this is not about finding the courage to trust Mike with this. This is about you done made a big boo-boo and you don't want this on your shoulders. So you're going to tell Mike to clear your conscience.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't have done that in the first place, Rachel.
Yeah, you're a bad person.
This is a series of bad things she has done.
Yeah, so you don't think she should have told him? Or you
I
don't
think
she should tell him?
I think she's going to tell him. I think she shouldn't have done this to begin with.
Yeah, shouldn't have even gotten herself in the
Let's
situation.
be clear.
Yeah. All right, Maggie, let's hear it. I will say, I don't know if you're going to need to bring any big bags down to Prediction Town.
Oh, I'm going to check all my bags.
You're gonna check all your bags?
Yeah.
So check all your bags of Prediction Town.
Check all
Choo, choo,
my
choo,
bags.
choo. Choo, 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 choo. Choo, 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 choo. Checking out your bags of Prediction Town.
Okay, I think the SEC is going to find out about the tax evasion, and Lewis and Harvey are going to be in trouble. Or Lewis it'll like eat him alive, and he's going to come clean about it. But I think more so, people are going to start sniffing. And this is another one of those times where like Lewis made a judgment call, and it is the wrong call.
Okay.
Very, very bad call. They're going to have to fix this. I do not think Mike is going to respond well to Rachel being honest, and I think it's going to be a deal breaker and a heartbreaker.
Okay.
I think it's going to be hard to get out of that apartment. It's going to be hard to move on, and maybe it's going to be a messy, long break, but trust is forever broken here. With Rachel gone, I think Mike is going to go back to work for Harvey because Rachel's basically taken his place at the firm, and now Harvey does not like cheaters. Harvey's not going to be Team Rachel.
Oh, so with Rachel gone, you think she's not going to work there, or she's just not going to be working for Harvey?
I'm wondering if the timing of this is also coinciding with the timing of Prince Harry in real life, Meghan Markle's life.
Okay.
Meghan Markle, Rachel.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if this is how she gets written off the show.
Okay.
Because I really, truly, maybe she doesn't tell Mike the next episode. I think it's going to come out by like mid-season, and then we're going to have to grapple with the fallout of it.
Yeah, well, we're almost to mid-season.
Oh my gosh, because we're doing 2.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's going to come out pretty soon, I think, towards the end.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the season, I think everything's going to crumble. I think Rachel's gone. She's not going to be working at Pearson Spector because Harvey cannot trust a cheater.
Yeah.
Nor will he.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe like when Mike gets kicked out, he goes back and lives with Trevor for a little bit because now he doesn't have a job.
Okay.
So he needs some rent help. Kyle thought maybe he goes to law school.
Okay.
I don't think that's going to happen, but Kyle's been right about other things.
That's true.
Jeff Malone and Jessica, I think, are already on the outs. This mistake of Jeff Malone, this like 1% mistake, and also the mistake of questioning her, questioning him, I think is like one straw that is adding to breaking the back of this relationship.
Okay.
I think he's not going to last in next season.
Okay.
If he does, it's not going to be in like a significant capacity.
Okay.
Which is too bad because I love him. I think everyone loves Lewis's mugs. I think they are going to be in the shots more. Like, I think, remember season 1, people were walking down the hallway with empty mugs. I think we're going to see a lot of, like, you just got lit up mugs, like, everywhere. Branded.
Okay.
Because they're fantastic mugs, and they should be.
Okay.
I think that Sean Cahill, SEC guy, is going to maybe start working with Daniel Hardman, Cameron Dennis, people who have worked
Ooh, interesting.
with the firm, with Harvey in the past, and that's how they're going to start to unwind some of these threads.
These are fascinating predictions.
Thank you.
I really like them.
Thank you.
These are great. I thought about this the other day. I was like, I wonder what it would be like to be predicting the show. Because I'm now watching another show just on the side. It's my side piece. The West Wing. And so I've thought about like what's going to happen next, not to the extent of like typing out the predictions. And then I was thinking about it, I was like, dang, that's a lot of work to like really think like, okay, what's everything that's happened? What are the patterns that I recognize in these people? And like, what can I predict based on this character about what could possibly happen? Like, it's a big deal what you're doing. You're doing a lot of work, important work, Maggie. It's very important. I don't know if it's getting enough appreciation, but it's important work. The people appreciate it, and you're stretching yourself not only as a writer, a TV watcher, but also as a predictor, and we just appreciate what you're bringing to the table here.
Thank you so much, Amanda. That means a lot.
Yeah.
And I want you to know I've always felt appreciated by you and the fans of Only Suits fans. And
we're not ending, by the way. This sounds like we are.
And I'm excited to make more predictions for many years to come.
Great. Yeah, it's going to be at least another year.
But no, we're going double time now.
Yeah, we're double time. It's still though. Yeah. All right. I think then I'm going to go ahead and sign us off. Thanks so much for tuning in. You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Make sure to check us out on onlysuitsfans.com. And make sure to sign up for the Harvey Specter Monthly newsletter. It's coming soon. On September 1st is our next issue. You can listen to us on Apple, Spotify, or anywhere else you get your podcasts. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a review.
And if you're wondering how to start a review, here's a suggestion from episode 6. This podcast lit me the hell up.
fill in the blanks pretty darn easy. A little bit of Mad Libs, you know what I'm saying? Oh, so Sean Connery, come on over here and trying to do. I'm gonna play a little Mad Libs with some these girls from Only Suits fans.
Oh my gosh, I hope Sean Connery listens.
Sean Connery, you're listening.
When you can read it and you can tell it's Sean Connery because everything has SH in it.
And Snoop.
Snoop Doggy.
I'm serious, nigga. What do y'all niggas got to say? Hey, baby. Hey, baby, get some bubble gum in this motherfucker. Right, baby, get some of these, y'all. Study long, study wrong, nigga.
With so much drama in the LBC, it's kinda hard being Snoop D-O double G. But I somehow, some way, keep coming up with funky ass shit like every single day. May I kick a little something for the G's and make a few ends as I breeze through 2 in the morning and the party still jumping cause my mama ain't home. I got bitches in the living room getting it on and they ain't leaving till 6 in the morning. So what you wanna do? Shit, I got a pocket full of rubbers and my homeboys do too. So turn off the lights and close the doors. But what? We don't love them hoes. Yeah. So we gon' smoke an ounce to this. G's up, hoes down, while you motherfuckers bounce to this.
Rolling down the street, smoking in love, sipping on gin and gills.
Laid back.
With my mind on my money and my money on my mind.
Rolling down the street, smoking in love, sipping on gin and gills.
Laid back.
With my mind on my money and my money on my
Now that
mind.
I got me some Seagram's gin. Everybody got their cups, but they ain't chipped in. Now this type of shit happens all the time.